Welcome to all. So let us continue with the session. So this is the next unit of your Java. So that is nothing but packages. Okay. So let us discuss what are packages, how exactly you can make use of packages in your Java programs. Probably you would have already used those who have attended the lab. You would have seen that import followed by Java dot some it may be util or SQL or driver manager. All those concepts what you are trying to do, you are importing the packages of those things. Isn't it? How exactly it is done, we will discuss now. Okay, so Java provides a mechanism for partitioning the class name space into more manageable chunks. This mechanism is the package. What they are trying to say, they are trying to say that Java is providing a particular mechanism which will partition actually the class namespace into that small chunks or piece of work or piece of code, I can say like that. Ultimately what you are going to do, so if you have a top class, Java is a top class, inside that you have SQL class, inside the SQL class you may have driver managed class. Ultimately what you are going to do, you are putting all those things in a main class and using that import command, import keyword. What you are going to do, you are bringing all the information to the, or all the features of that class to the program, isn't it? That is the reason why you are going for import followed by Java dot SQL dot star or driver manager or anything as such you are going to do, or Java dot io dot star, Java dot utils dot star, something like that. Ultimately what you are going to do, you are bringing all the concept to the program so that you can make use of those features which are available in that class to your program. Fine. So that is nothing but importing the package. Okay, now we will see the package is both a naming and visibility control mechanism. You can define classes inside a package that are not accessible by code outside that package. So that is one thing. So if you want to create some classes and if you want to access that classes inside the package, you can access it, but you can restrict those code not to accessed by outside the package. Okay, that is nothing but, say for example, in lab also you would have seen you were finding difficulty to connect to the database, isn't it? Why? From your program there was an issue to connect to the database. So if you consider, just for the example, just for visualization, if you consider your program as one package and your database as separate package, I'm not saying these are the packages, definitely not, but for the explanation, just for the visualization, I'm saying your program is one package and your database is another package. Means you, if the database package is restricting the program package not to access it, then you cannot access, you cannot get the connected, you cannot get connected to the database, you cannot transfer the data from one place to one program to another program, or you cannot grab the data, or you cannot retrieve the data from the database from your program. Why? That connection is not, that establishment of connection is not set, or these packages are not allowing the transfer. In the same way, in the program also, if you are putting some classes inside, or if you are defining some classes inside a particular package, you can restrict the particular class not to be accessed by other packages. That also possible. How? Using private access specifier, isn't it? In the, while dealing with the private, protected and public and default one, I already said some can be accessed within the package, within the class and subclasses, but when you go for private, it cannot be accessed from outside the class, outside the package, isn't it? The same concept here also highlighted. Next, you can also define class members that are only exposed to the to other members of the same package. Again the concept is, if you don't want to show that members to the outside the package, you can restrict, that also possible. Okay, this allows your classes to have intimate knowledge of each other but not expose that knowledge to the rest of the world. So that is one concept they had just highlighted. Next, defining a package. To create a package is quite easy. Simply include the package command as the first statement in the Java source file. Any classes declared within that file will belong to the specified package. We will see how exactly we are doing it. The package statement defines a namespace in which classes are stored. If you omit that package statement, the class names are put into the default package which has no name. That also possible. If you are not specifically or explicitly mentioning package command or package keyword, then or rest of the concepts will be put into the default place or default package. Now syntax, you can see the syntax. When you see the syntax, you will get some idea. Package followed by pkg, where pkg is the name of the package. Okay, this is how you can create the package, or you can define the package. Now Java uses file system directories to store packages. For example, the .class files for any classes you declare to be part of my package must be stored in a directory called my package. See, my package is a class name. For example, my package is a class name. After compiling, you get the .class file, isn't it? When you go for compile, or when you go for javac command, after the javac successful execution of javac command, you can see one .class file being generated in your directory. Okay, how? After the compilation you will get that. Now what they are trying to say is, when you have my package declared in a particular class file, so that has to be stored in the my package directory itself. It is the same thing. Whatever you are doing, you are giving a file name to the class name, isn't it? Whatever the class name which has the main method, the same name has to be given as a file name, isn't it? Same concept they are trying to say here with respect to directories. When you have some directories, it is a kind of package, isn't it? It is a kind of a box where all the rest of the classes will be put inside that box. That box is nothing but a package. Okay, you can imagine like that, just for the explanation purpose. Otherwise you may get confused what exactly package, what this person is trying to say. You will think of it, isn't it? Now for the visualization purpose, you can think of a particular box, and rest of the concepts are dumped in that particular box. Okay, from there you can access it for your work or your program, something like that. Okay, now more than one file can include the same package statement. The package statement simply specifies to which package the class defined in a file belongs. So ultimately they are trying to say is a particular file can be put inside the package, and using that package you can access those functionality or feature of that particular file. They're trying to say like that. Okay, now you can create a hierarchy of packages. To do so, simply separate each package name from the one above it by use of a period symbol, that dot symbol. Okay, next package followed by pkg1 dot pkg2 dot pkg3. In the same syntax you have to follow. So when you want multiple packages or hierarchy of packages, you can go for this particular syntax, or you can follow this particular syntax. Next, a package hierarchy must be reflected in the file system of your Java development system. So whenever you are going for it, that particular thing has to be reflected. Okay, that hierarchy has to be reflected in your file system for to use that particular concept to your program. Now you can see, for example, package followed by java.awt.image. Okay, it is something like import concept. Okay, now here they are trying to say is package. They have a package with respect to Java. Inside that you have awt, inside that you have image. So all the classes, concepts, and all the informations are coming under this package. That is the general example syntax. Okay, next you have finding package and class path. Okay, now Java runtime system uses a current working directory as its starting point, or PWD, or present working directory, as a starting point. Thus, if your package is in the same current directory or subdirectory of the current directory, it will be found. Now this is one of the concept in those who have attended the lab. This is one of the concept. Sometimes they said that Java is not getting connected, or Java connector is missing, or class is missing, or SQL exception, isn't it? Why? Because database is being installed in some other place, and even though you go for environment path, you have set the environment path path, isn't it? Just by right clicking and properties, going for advanced settings. Inside that environment variable, there you have given one path followed by some path, you have pasted one path, you have done all those circles, isn't it? Even though still, if the installation is not correct, or if there is no proper installation of database in your system, or whatever the system you are using, you cannot get connected to the database using your program. Fine. Why I'm saying all this? Because if you do not have some supporting file in the same directory, you may not use that library, or stub or the code. Okay, so that is the reason why, if you want to use a particular library or external support of external class or external package, that has to be present inside the current working directory or subdirectory, otherwise your program cannot access it. That is the reason why in Eclipse and all, in Eclipse or NetBeans, in the left hand side you can see whatever the package you create, whatever the package you give. It may be a test package or your name package or lab package, it may be any name you can give. That package, inside that you can see library files. Fine. Inside the library files you have so many .java files and so many importing concepts which will be used for your program. I don't know how many of you have tried it. Okay, so that is the reason why, because you are working in a particular directory, that same directory your program also resides, as well as the library also resides, so that the connection between the program and library will not be a problem. But if you're trying to access something from outside the directory, then you may get some error, or it may say that a connection not found, or target file not found, or something like that, or any error it can throw. This is the thing. Next, you can specify a directory path or path by setting the class path environment variable. You have manually did this. Just don't go for the sentence. You have manually did this concept in your lab, isn't it? You have gone for right click, properties of a C drive. Next, you have gone for advanced settings. Inside the advanced settings, you had some environment variable. Inside that, you gone for new. You press the new, and then you have given the path, as well as under the variable you have pasted the path of your directory, Java directory, isn't it? JDK or JRE environment, I guess. That bin folder and all, isn't it? The same thing they have said in a standard sentence. So that is the reason why I say this: whenever we learn something new or new concept, practically you have to remember this. Practically you have to do, then only you can remember. Otherwise, see, if you are very new to this class path concept, can you understand what is the last line? You can specify the directory path or paths by setting the class path environment variable. What is it? If you haven't done that, you will never know what is this. That is the reason why whenever you are practically doing something, you will remember everything. You will keep all those concepts in your brain. Fine. Now you will know what is class path, what is environment variable, why you are setting up when environment variable. You will know, because you have already done in the lab. So practical knowledge is more important when you compare, when you come across the examples. So this is one example program for package. Okay, you can see that left hand side you can see a sample package. Okay, package followed by mypack. So the package name is mypack in this particular example. Now you have one class called balance. Inside that you have some data members like name and bal, balance. Name is of type string and bal is of type double. Now you have one constructor called balance. Inside that you have, it is a parameterized constructor because it is taking two parameters, string n and double b. Now same value will be assigned to name and bal variable. Now you have one method called void show. Inside the method you are checking if the balance is less than 0, you have to print something. Okay, print system.out that arrow mark. Then after that system.out.println of name plus bal, dollar of that balance amount, balance dollar. In terms of dollars it will come. Okay, next you have account balance. You have one main class called account balance. Inside that you have main method. Inside the main method you are creating one array, object array, isn't it? It is array of object, isn't it? Current of something, correct? Balance is the class name. You are creating array object. Then you are actually creating three objects using array, correct? Now current of 0 is one object, current of 1 is one object, current of 2 is another object. There are total 3 objects for the class balance, and using 3 objects, what you are going to do, you are calling the constructor and you are passing the value kj, fielding that 123.23. You are passing well dot will dot tell, that is a name, and you are passing some amount, and in the last Tom Jackson, another name, and you are passing a particular balance. So using that constructor, you are assigning some values to that name and balance. Fine. Okay, the next thing is you are using some for loop. Why you are using for loop? Because you are using for loop to display all the items, or name, or not items, name and balance. How? Using current of 0 will print kj fielding with the balance $123.23. Current of 1 or current of I, that for loop, after for loop you can see current of I dot show, isn't it? Where in the first iteration I will be 0, current of 0 is nothing but the first value kj fielding 123.23. when current of 1 becomes, then the name of the customer will be will tell, and the dollar will be 157. when in the last iteration current of 2, at that time Tom Jackson and minus 12.33, that will be printed. So I want you to execute this program. So this is simple example for package. When you talk about package, how exactly package can be created or used. So this is the example for package. Okay, so I want you to execute this program, otherwise you won't get the idea. So these are the some of these simpler concept of package. You have so many things to learn, so rest of the concept I will include in the upcoming videos. But so far, whatever the concept you have seen, I request you to go through it, and I request you to execute this program. You, whatever the programs I give, apart from that also, if you have your own examples or programs, try to execute it, because execution of more programs will give more errors, and more errors will lead you to the better path. The best example is our lab itself, isn't it? You got so many errors with respect to connection as well as execution. Only one person has contacted, Rubin has contacted me with the respect to output. He has tried those concepts in his home. He successfully connected the database. Okay, so in Ubuntu I have done, but in lab we have to see, because if the installation is not correct, it will take time to understand. Because if the starting foundation is also is not correct, means definitely we cannot connect our program to the database. Not possible. Let us see what is the condition there. I will talk to the people and let me update the things there. Okay, so we will see. We will execute and we will see the output. But that is the first lesson you have learned. If there any issue, how to resolve it, or if there any issue, or if you are getting any errors, how to rectify. What is the actual, how to identify the error and how to rectify. Both the things has to be done. Okay, so these are some of the concepts I just wanted to discuss in this video. So rest of the things we will see in the upcoming videos. Thanks for watching. So, and if you have any doubt, you can get back to me. Okay, thanks.